Okay, well, it's the end of October and the snow is starting to fall, or at least the first snowfall of the year anyhow. And this weather got me thinking about the difficulty of getting fires going. And you know, aside from being in areas like the Pacific Northwest, this is probably the worst weather season to be out there, you know, trying to start a fire and keep warm. I realized that I've never done any fire starting videos, despite it being almost embarrassingly a strong point of mine. So that's what we're gonna do today. It's you know, paddling season is clearly over, so now's the season to do things inside, get building boats and do all the prep stuff for our, you know, our winter trips, or the stuff that we're gonna need in the summer. So we're gonna call today a craft day, and we're gonna go inside and I'll show you how to make some fire starters. Okay, now that we're inside, we can get started making our wax fire starters. Now, before we do, I'm going to say, and full disclaimer here, as we're going, you might want to test them. Definitely do it safely, no starting fires indoors or anything like that, you know, common sense stuff, okay? I'm not responsible for anyone burning their house down. I also want to say that making wax fire starters, you know, it's a crafty kind of thing, and it's nice to, you know, do it and give it a try. In today's world, it's probably not even that necessary. There are commercial products on the market. These things here, got, what is this, a dozen in a pack, and they're available. All we have to do here is just a dozen, so just break them off like that, and that's a fire starter. You know, they're very cheap. So a pack like this was like a little bit over $1. So making your own fire starter, cool if you need it. Also advise you to learn to start a fire without a fire starter. But if you're looking for something to do, maybe something fun with the kids, or, you know, camp group or something like that, wax fire starters like the ones I'm going to show you have been created by scout groups and other camps for generations. So basically, so what do we need? First of all, we need wax. You know, wax, you can buy wax. So this is a block of wax here. It's purchased wax, and let's see if I can open this up. So wax itself to purchase is, you'd think it would be super cheap, but actually not super cheap if you buy a block. So a block of wax can set you back around like $5 to $10. So now that's a lot of wax. It's gonna go a long way, but we can also find wax around the home. So, you know, we can get some candles, you know, or pick candles up from one of your, you know, bargain kind of dollar stores or whatever, and use that type of thing, or use your old leftover candles from around the house. So you're gonna need wax. That's number one, of course. A lot of people use egg cartons, so we'll show that way as well today. So we need some egg cartons. Dryer lint is very common, okay? So we'll use this. Now you can also use cotton balls, or, you know, something like that. But you need, you know, that combustible material that is gonna be like the wick of the candle that you're making, basically. Another thing is, wood shavings. So if you have access to good wood shavings, then get those. What I mean good wood shavings is you don't want, you know, like dust from sanding. So these wood shavings are out of a joiner, if you know what woodworking machinery is. So if a friend of yours is a woodworker, or if you are, then grab your shavings from your joiner or a planer. So you want it to have some substance, not just be dust. Okay, so this is wood shavings from a joiner. What else? We can also try using rope, okay? So the same, if you think of it as we're making candles, you know, to start a fire, this rope is basically, it's gonna be like a much thicker wick. All right, we're also gonna need some pots of some sort. Now, we can use, we need to double boil. So what that means is we're gonna have one pot, and we're gonna have water in it, and then we're gonna set another pot inside, okay? And that's to help control the temperature, all right, so that we don't have any burning right from the bottom, right? And if you don't have a pot that you can use some kind of tin can. If you are going to use a tin can method, you want to have a pair of channel lock pliers. Obviously, everything's going to be hot, so you don't want to be touching the tin can with your hands. So channel lock pliers will work well to secure the can and hold it in place. Last but not least, you're going to want to have some kind of newspaper down, or something to cover your work surface, especially if you're working inside your kitchen. Protect your kitchen counters or you're going to be in trouble. So we've got the pot of water on the stove, and we're just going to bring it up to a boil and add our second pot with the wax in it. And you want to keep an eye on it. You don't want the water to be rapidly boiling and splashing everywhere. So once you get it up to a nice boil, you want to reduce the temperature or the heat down a little bit and just keep that temperature high in the water, and you'll be able to see the wax will melt slowly, and then you'll have some nice warm liquid wax in your working pot. Okay, the wax is melted and it's sitting over in the pot, just keeping warm. And now I'm gonna add the lint and the wood shavings to the egg carton. I'm gonna do 4 that are lint, 4 that are wood shavings, and then 4 that are a combination of the two. Now I'm just gonna carefully pour the melted wax over top of everything and then give it time to cool. Well, there you have it. That's how you make a wax fire starter.